Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I am your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 80 of our trek, and yesterday we looked at the 10 trails to overcome complaining. Today we want to focus on the 6 trails of overcoming mediocrity. We are recording our podcast from our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. Paula and I spent most of today supporting a friend in need, but we were able to get a bit of our schedule work accomplished also. While Paula and I have been working on the front edge of technology for over 30 years and have always been acclimated to rapid changes in the market, it appears to me that we are just on the front end of the most rapid and radical change in world economics than in any other time in history. This will provide a lot of opportunities for individuals and small businesses to compete on the global market. I see a rise in entrepreneurship throughout the world, unimagined just a few years ago. There will be a lot of individuals that are very successful, but there will also be a lot of casualties. The bar to enter the market is becoming lower, but as with any time in business, it will take skill, forward thinking, and dynamic flexibility to survive. Many very large and established businesses and industries will also become casualties to this rapidly changing global economy. We must all be prepared for it, both from a consumer and from a business perspective. Paula and I are working on making plans now to pivot our venture consulting business to focus on entrepreneurs and small businesses with online tools and trainings to assist in this radical transformation that's happening in the market. We are in early planning stages at this point. If you'd like more information as it becomes available, please email me at guthrie@venturecg.com and I will keep you informed as we move forward. On our trek in life, we need to be prepared to effectively hike through these radical and ever-changing landscapes that we will be forced to traverse. None of us can afford to be stuck in the ruts of mediocrity as the rest of the hikers in the world rapidly pass us by. We need wisdom and hope to make this journey. Today we have 6 trails to hike, each one connected to the previous as we scale to new heights in our lives, from the valley of mediocrity to the summit of achievement and success. In order to grow in wisdom and to prepare for these changes that will impact all of us, that hope is the foundational principle for all change. People change because they have hope for something better, and if you do not have hope, you will not change. You are responsible for the changes that you make in your life. So where does our hope come from? Well, as a person of faith, my hope comes from the Lord, as mentioned in Psalms 37:34. Put your hope in the Lord. Travel steadily along the path. He will honor you by giving you the land. You will see the wicked destroyed. So let's get started on our hike through the 6 trails out of the valley of mediocrity to the summit of positive change. Trail number 1, changing your thinking leads to changing your beliefs. Change begins in the mind. Beliefs are nothing more than a byproduct of what you have thought about long enough and something that you've bought into. Always remember that. What you believe, what you think, is just a collection of continual thoughts that have formed themselves into a conviction or value. When you break down the process of thinking into manageable number of steps, you reduce the perceived risk associated with change. Trail number 2, changing your beliefs lead to changing your expectations. Belief is the knowledge that we can do something. It's the inner feeling that what we undertake, we can accomplish. For the most part, all of us have the ability to look at something and know whether we can do it. So in belief, there is power. Our eyes are open, our opportunities become plain. Our visions becomes realities. Our beliefs control everything that we do. If we believe we can, or we believe we cannot, we are correct. Our beliefs become our reality. Trail number 3, changing your expectation leads to changing your attitude. Your expectations are going to determine your attitude. Most people get used to mediocre. They get used to second best. But Nelson Boswell said, the first and most important step toward success is the expectations that we can succeed. Trail number 4, changing your attitude leads to changing your behavior. When our attitude begins to change, when we become involved with something, our behavior begins to change. The reason we have to make personal changes is that we cannot take others on a hike that we have not made ourselves. Trail number 5, changing your behavior leads to changing your performance. Most people would rather live with old problems than new solutions. We would rather be comfortable than correct. We would rather stay in a routine than to make changes, even when we know those changes are going to be better for us. We often don't make them because we feel uncomfortable or awkward about making that kind of change. Until we get courage and get used to living with something that is uncomfortable, we cannot get any better. And trail number 6, changing your performance leads to changing your life. It is easier to turn failure into success than an excuse into possibility. You can fail, turn around and understand your failure to make it a success. But if you make excuses for everything, you will never truly succeed. You know some people who just have an excuse for everything? Why they could not, should not, did not, would not, have not, and will not. When you excuse what you are doing and excuse where you are, and you allow the exceptions, you fail to reach your potential. It is impossible to turn excuses into possibilities. To successfully travel on all 6 of these trails does not require a superior person, but a person with superior self-discipline, as quoted by one of my mentors, Brian Tracy. And he said, with self-discipline, the average person can rise as far and as fast as his talents and intelligence will take him. But without self-discipline, a person with every blessing of background, education, and opportunity will seldom rise above mediocrity. The changes we face in our lives and the trails that we need to travel over the next few years from the rapidly changing landscape of the world will not be easy, but we can persevere and reach the summit. God's Word gives us this assurance. In Proverbs 21:5 it says, "Good planning and hard work leads to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty." And in Galatians 6:9 it says, "So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time we will reap a harvest of blessing if we do not give up." Please join us at our camp tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy, where we will learn why it is wise to become comfortable with being uncomfortable in today's world. Well, that will finish our podcast for today. If you've missed any of the previous podcasts, please check out Wisdom Trek on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spreaker, YouTube, or at wisdom-trek.com. If you enjoy our daily doses of wisdom, these little nuggets we consume each day, I encourage you to take the time to invest in yourself in these 3 ways. Invest with your time in improving Wisdom Trek by leaving your name, email address, and a comment on our website so that we can provide you with the wisdom and insights that best fit your needs. Number 2, invest in yourself by listening to your 7 minutes of wisdom through the Wisdom Trek podcast each day. And the best way to do this is to subscribe at iTunes or Stitcher and have it downloaded to you automatically. And third, invest in the lives of others by sharing with your family and friends, in person or online, to journey with us on our Wisdom Trek. And if you haven't done so already, please leave us a rating at iTunes or Stitcher so that we'll gain more exposure for others to join us on our Wisdom Trek. The journal for this podcast can be found at wisdom-trek.com, where we also have pictures, tweetable quotes, wisdom nuggets, and free resources. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide, mentor, but most importantly, your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly or fully, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.